Hey guys, this is Shane and welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. Today I've got a quick video on what could be the silliest way I've ever seen books priced at an estate sale. And I'm wanting to know if you've seen, what you think about this, and then if you've seen anything sillier. And after this, I do have a somewhat tangential story to tell, but I'll put that at the end for anybody that's interested. So I went to an estate sale last week, and actually, I got some good stuff. I got like 100 books, mainly some manual stuff that has a really good profit potential that I'm going to do in a separate video. But when I pulled this stuff out, and the girl that was working there, lady that was working there, said, I said, how much are books priced? And she pointed to me this on the wall, and I'm going to put it up here and I was like, oh, it's you guys. I remember a couple of years ago going to one of their sales, and they were pricing books this way. And at the time, I found it to be silly, inane, weird. I just don't get it. But they, as you can see by the insert, they price by thickness. If it's ½ inch or less, it's $1. 1 inch is like $2. 1½ inch is $3. You can see. And then they're trying, at the checkout, they're trying to figure out how thick something is. You know, and it just made such a cluster at the checkout. Now, I will say that I bought all these manuals that I'll show you later in some books. And finally, the girl that's working checkout, she just said, I'll just give them to you at $1 each. So everything for me ended up being $1. So in the hindsight, it all worked out to my favor. Better than some of these estate sale companies that'll be like, you know, books are $4. Or I went to one not too long ago. They wanted $8 for hardbacks. And in North Alabama, I'm like, what is this? This is insane. I'm about had a heart attack. You know, I'm not used to paying that kind of money for books. So it worked out in the long run for me good. But this whole concept of pricing, especially in an estate sale, pricing by thickness, just seems so silly to me. I just want to do a quick video and see what you thought. And have you seen anything that's even worse than this? I mean, I guess you could price by color or by age or something, but you know, it just struck me as so funny. So anyway, please, if you've got something that is worse than this, please share it because I'm interested in knowing. I will say that I've seen this one time before with an old thrift store that used to be in town. We called it the Nasty Thrift Store. And there were two older ladies there, and they viewed anything, if it was large in any dimension, they were going to charge extra for it, but they were still so cheap. It was like, I don't think everybody think there was over $1. Everything, most of their stuff was like a quarter or 50 cents. So it didn't really matter, but nothing was priced, and they would kind of just look at the size of it and decide what the price was. So that my story is kind of a corollary to that. You may be surprised to know that my wife does not do any kind of books or collectibles, or she doesn't like thrift stores. She'll go to an occasional estate sale with me, but she's just not a fan. And some of you sellers out there may have a spouse or significant other that's that way. It's, I guess, opposites attract, but she has no desire. But I made a mistake one time of taking her. I said, let's go to a thrift store. I want to look at some books. And she said, okay, I'll go with you on one. Pick one. And I made a mistake. Then this probably happened. This may be why it reinforced why she didn't like it. But I made the mistake and took her to the Nasty Thrift Store. And this is the one that would price kind of by size, just like this estate sale just did. Not quite as bad as them. But I take her into the Nasty Thrift Store. And this place is just, it's a rough and tumble, just stuff everywhere. It's a good, definitely like it was like a digger store, you know. But it was nasty, even by my standards. It was pretty bad. I'm looking around, and she's just in the middle of the store and just stopped. And I go up to her, and I say, hey, what's wrong? Are you okay? And she goes, she just looks, and she has her hands up like this, and she goes, this is the last stop to the city dump. I feel like I need a tetanus shot. Take your time. I'll be in the truck looking for hand sanitizer. And that's the last time she has gone to a thrift store with me, because I guess I scarred her with the Nasty Thrift Store, which has since shut down. It's no longer here in town, but she will go to an occasional estate sale with me. But anyway, so that's my side store too. Sometimes I tease her about if she wants to go find a nasty thrift store, and she's just like, no, thank you. And she'll even joke that I had my shot and I ruined it by taking her to that one. I should have taken her to one that wasn't quite as, smelly or sticky first, and she might have, kind of grown into it. But anyway, listen, pricing by thickness, I don't know. It worked out for me this time. I think it's silly. I'm anxious to see if you think it's silly or if you've got anything that beats that. Because if you do, I definitely want to hear it. So we'll talk to you soon. See cool, buy cool, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.